Toy Spot, we are having a look at the Diamond Select Toys Marvel Selects Black Cat. The special collector's edition action figure not only comes with a wall diorama, but also features your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man peeking through the window there. This is technically an older figure. I believe this has been released before, but what's interesting about this figure though is it's been packaged on 2015 card. So it makes me think that they've gone and they've re-released Black Cat in a Marvel Select figure as opposed to giving us any new features. I don't think any of the accessories are different from the original Black Cat, but Spot never had a look at the original Black Cat released from Marvel Select to be able to compare the two. The side of the package features the Black Cat. Really like that artwork there. And on the back, it says be on the lookout for Thanos as well as Doctor Doom, which were also older figures. However, if you look at the bottom of the packaging, it has a trademark of 2015 Diamond Select Toys and Collectibles, which again makes me think that they are re-releasing a lot of the older figures that maybe collectors didn't initially pick up. A read-up says, whether possessing probability-altering powers or forced to rely solely on her athletic prowess, this reformed cat burglar is bad news. Shedding her criminal tendencies, feline fatale, Felicia Hardy fell in love with the amazing Spider-Man and joined his heroic crusade, wrapping the web slinger around her pretty little paw. But when their relationship ended, she proved there was truth to the ages-old superstition. It's bad luck to cross paths with a black cat. To check out more from the folks over at Diamond Select Toys, you can go to www.diamondselecttoys.com. Spot's going to take a break. I'm going to get this opened up, and when we come back, we're going to get a better look at the Marvel Select Black Cat. There's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Now, before we have a look at Black Cat, of course, there's a lot of little things, little accessories and stuff we have to kind of put together first. We'll start with her floor, and it's just a floor base that everything else is going to plug into place. And we're going to take the floor back, or the back of the board here. Want to make sure we have it facing the right way. And this is going to tab. Going to have to apply a little bit of pressure. You're going to have to tab this into the floor like that. What's interesting though is the back looks like it should tab to something else. So I think that there's another secondary Marvel Select that you could technically attach the bottom to the back to, but you have something that looks like that. This side will be the inside of her apartment, and then this side will be the outside that you can take. Sounds like a segue. You can take the supplied Spider-Man, and this was a big thing for Diamond Select Toys. They always incorporated, back in the day, incorporated secondary characters to their releases. Green Goblin had it where you had like a Spider-Man Peter Parker dangling from his glider. Of course, we have one right here as well. Punisher had one too, which was a little more clever because it had the pinball machine. But Spider-Man doesn't have any posability, none whatsoever. He's just a statued piece. Though he does not have movement, sculpt on him is quite good. He's a little on the darker side when it comes to paint, but all around a good-looking figure. Now, because you can't really do much with him, luckily he does have the peg holes on the bottoms of his feet, and he's got pegs. There's pegs on the wall here where you can take Spider-Man. And I guess you could theoretically have it this way too, but I mean, makes more sense, and the way that they designed it was that you take his feet, peg into place, take his other foot, like that. And you see also his hand. His hand grips the ledge of the window. And you can actually get both feet pegged in there. Spot's doing this looking through his camera, so bear with me here. There we go. And you've got Peter Parker, or at least Spider-Man, in place. I will say though, it makes it extremely back heavy. Like once you incorporate Spider-Man, you can see it does not stand very well. You can add extra things like the safe, we'll look at in a second, but it doesn't do the greatest job of standing up. Now granted, I have this on a materialed backdrop. If you had it on a flat surface, it probably would do a better job of staying together, but it is a little on the back heavy side. So we can put Spider-Man right there. We're just going to kind of lean him against the backdrop. Other things that come included with Black Cat is a safe, which can be opened. Big supporter of Diamond Select toys too, because when you get Marvel Select figures, a lot of times you just don't get simply the Marvel Select figure, you get a ton of extra things too. And the safe is a nice addition for a character such as Black Cat. This does also rotate, not that you can do much with it, but you can open it up and you can house things such as some money, a good stack of bills, a little dirtier bills, that's dirty money for you. And we could put that in the back or we could put it at the top, it doesn't really matter. It gets a little difficult getting the pieces out. And we'll just put the bills on the top there. You've also got a series of files that say Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith, that's kind of clever. I like that they would include that. Longtime fan. And we've got ourselves a pair of pearls that you can put in her hand, which we might actually just do that. And lastly, way at the back there, I forgot all about this, a giant diamond with a real chain, which is a nice touch. Which you can also put in there. You can also have it around her neck. I kind of feel like it's just a little too garish to have around her neck. But you get that as well. Put that in safe, close it shut, and then luckily no one's going to hopefully steal it from her. Okay, so having a look at the figure. The problem with Black Cat is that she is less a posable figure as much as she is a statue. Things such as her legs are just solid rubber. You can't move them, you can't manipulate them. You can twist the legs, or at least you can twist the one leg at the top there, but it's not enough to really get anything going with it. It just really limits any sort of posability options. At least her arms can be posable. Like she can say, you know, you got me, web crawler. And then she does have a swivel point in the bicep area. She also has a swivel point in the wrists, but it's a shame that you really can't do much with the rest of her body. Finally, she has head articulation, but it's extremely limited by the way that her hair is sculpted. Her hair is basically telling you you can only display it this way. When you start twisting any which way, you can see the hair fights back. It says, no, it will not. I will not let you turn the head. No way, Jose, is what it would say. And then I think twisting it too much, you're adding just stress to the head. I'm just going to leave it. But it does make the head also a little bit on the loose side too. My particular Black Cat's got a bit on the loose head here. But her hand, as going back to the hand here, unfortunately, the way that the arm and the wrist is sculpted and the waist section, the thigh section, it really has her pose specifically like this. And then from there you can kind of have the hand up if you wish. Take the pearls, and the pearls you can drape over her finger. Now granted, this is an earlier Marvel Select figure, though the packaging does indicate 2015. It is an older figure, so it's a little less on the posable side, which is something that we saw frequently with the Marvel Select figures. We didn't touch too much on the face. Let's quickly look at the face here. Is it good? Yes. Is it perfect? No. Sadly, face is okay. It kind of has the problems that the Marvel Legends, the earlier Marvel Legends by Toy Biz had, where like the hair, they've given it this kind of pearly, silver, white color that it just doesn't have a real natural look to it. The face is good, though she has a little bit of paint that's missing right in between her eyes on her mask. I could probably just go in and touch that up with a marker, but it's a shame that that little area is missing paint. The rest of her body is good. It's got a nice sculpt to it, but again, you can't really do too much with it. It's very limited by you guessed it, the posability. It's also funny too that she does stand, although, you know, she would stand better on her backdrop. She does stand, but she has no peg holes to speak of. There's absolutely nothing on the bottom that you would think that they would have put pegs on her stand to get her to properly just stand without just doing like a balancing act to get her properly stand. So I kind of find that weird that they would have just left peg holes off the bottoms of her feet. Normally, I would be all for Marvel Select figures. In fact, preferring Marvel Select over Marvel Legends all the time. I feel like this is in one instance, and yes, time has to be factored in, but this is one instance where I feel like the new Hasbro, which I think was the Green Goblin wave, the new Black Cat, I think blows this one out of the water. Sure, the pose is nice, but I wish there was a little more posability options, and the face is just okay. It's nothing to write home about. But as it being one of the more original Black Cat figures out there, this was one of the figures that you had to pick up if you wanted a Black Cat. Now there's a little more options, and truthfully, I would say stick with the Marvel Legends version over something like this. Today's toy spot, we were having a look at the original, one of the original Marvel Select figures. We're looking today at Black Cat. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more toy spots heading your way. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.